Okay, Moshe here in Israel, in the Galilee, where I live. Evening war report. Netanyahu's now saying it's going to take about mid-January to wrap the war up with Hamas. But we're looking at a war taking its place with Hezbollah. Although Syria shot some rockets yesterday into the Golan Heights, it was one of the various militia groups that did it. It wasn't the Syrian government. The Austin, who is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, he runs all the military, the Navy, the Air Force, the Army, Marines, Coast Guard, everything. He said that if in a kind of a confidential hearing, what it's rumored, he said, is if the funding for Ukraine doesn't go through, they're going to do an open war against Russia. Wow. To scare the Congress, I imagine they did. Open war with Russia is going to be trillions of dollars. I don't understand how they work like that, but the Congress was telling Biden they're not going to approve any more military aid, I guess dollars, for Ukraine or Israel unless Biden closes the border, which he's definitely not going to do because we know whose side he's on. So then Austin, who's apparently in on it, another S-spot, goes and tells them, well, we'll just have to do an open war against Russia, which means they'll find some way to attack Russia and Ukraine. I don't know what Congress is going to do. Impeaching Biden is one option they always have, but I don't know what they'll do. I really don't know. Probably a lot of nothing. They'll probably pass this Ukraine military spending bill, I guess. The United States told the UN they're opposed to any ceasefire with Hamas. Israel has a right to defend itself and neutralize the threat from Hamas, which means if the Security Council pushes for an enforcement action from the UN to stop the war in Gaza, Hamas war, the United States would veto it. So it wouldn't be approved, and probably UK would veto it, and I don't know who else. So that doesn't look like it's going to get legs. The UN General Assembly that came up with this idea of the ceasefire has no ability to do any enforcement. That has to go through UN Security Council, where America has a permanent seat, so it's not going anywhere. The fighting continues. There was, the details are very sketchy. A raid where they, in Gaza, where they had intel there was abductees, and they got to the building and there were no abductees, and 2 Israeli soldiers were wounded. And then Hamas is issuing statements about this that is contradictory to the facts. And on Al Jazeera news network, they displayed a video of one of the hostages being killed that they said was one they were attempting to rescue. No, we don't. What actually happened, I don't know. I really don't know, but they're pretty gruesome putting such videos up on public networks. Hamas is still getting rockets off. They had some volleys going today. Not huge, but maybe, I don't know, from the red alerts, it might have been as much as 4 to 6 or even 8 rockets. So they're still at it, and I'm still confused how that could still be going on. I have heard no report of them flooding any tunnel. There are people on social media that are saying Israel has flooded the tunnels. I'm 99.99% sure if a tunnel was flooded, I would know about it. The other people I know that are reporting news would know about it, and they didn't do it. They have the equipment. I think they may have even set it up, but there was a lot of banter about they didn't know what it was going to do, and I don't think they've yet decided to do it. One concern could be hostages in the tunnels. I don't know. But I have not heard of it ever. I haven't heard of them flooding one tunnel yet. So watch that. We are closing entrances to tunnels. And guys, it has to be a matter of time. And the tunnels will be not functional. I mean, it has to happen. The aid coming into Gaza is being, ripped off every opportunity. Hamas rips it off and keeps it for themselves. Prices of items, like they were selling packets of salt for 2 shekels, and now they're selling it for 40 shekels. So I think they're getting UN food and then putting it in stores and selling it, probably Hamas is. You're probably not going to be able to get a license to open up any kind of a store in Gaza unless you're on good terms with Hamas, whatever good terms on Hamas would mean. So the people in the stores are probably either Hamas or Hamas friendly. The sources in Israel are saying that 90% of the Palestinians are pro-Gaza. Pro-Hamas, sorry. Haven't heard much about America and their bases in Iraq and Syria today. Fighting in Hezbollah from Lebanon is still going on, but it's still restricted up by the border. I haven't heard of any ships getting hijacked today. And Israel is pretty much chucking along. Most of Israel is operating as per normal. Not much is going on. And what else? I think that's about the wrap up, Might get into more details in the morning broadcast, but that's really, there were some important things I covered tonight, but that's really about what I got. So I send my shalom to those who love Yeshua HaMashiach, and I'm out.